welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today we are here with a 2-page Christmas layout. And most of the papers are from this My Mind's Eye. I think it's the Comfort and Joy collection. That plaid paper there is just a piece of paper from Hobby Lobby that I got on clearance. But most of the papers, or the rest of the papers, I think are from that collection down there. So I have this fun train stamp, or not stamp, punch that my mom got me actually at a garage sale. And I knew that I wanted to use that for these pictures. A local business up here where I live puts on like this Winter Wonderland train display every year. And so it was just perfect. So I knew I wanted to use that. Ideally, I would have liked it on the bottom, but then I realized as I was like looking at it that the trains would have been upside down. There was no way for me to get it on the bottom of the paper, right side up. So I decided just to do it across the top, and I wanted a white background at the top there. I also had kind of thought about doing a border all the way around that green paper and then backing it with white, but I just stuck with the top. So what I wanted to do here is I grabbed my gesso and just threw it on the paper. To be quite honest, there was no kind of rhyme or reason. What I had in mind for this layout was like a quilted paper, and I wanted like the white I wanted actually the gesso to be thinner than that, not as white, I guess. I wanted it to be more see-through, but it didn't work out that way. So then what I did, I just used white acrylic paint and did kind of splatters all around it as well. I have kind of figured out that I like to do the splatters before I place the papers down. Otherwise, I kind of get kind of messy. So I did that before and set that aside to dry. And then I cut out, I believe they are 1/2 inch strips here of 3 different papers. So that plaid, this fun kind of red sweater paper, and then there is a green, and actually the only paper out of that collection might have been that red sweater paper. Yep. I do use that collection for the embellishments. Sorry. Brain fart. So I just cut a bunch of 1/2 inch strips here, and then I just played around with it. I lined them up, tried to make a pattern, and then kind of quilted them, so to speak. So over, under, over, under, over, under. Honestly, it was a labor of love. Took me forever to figure out. So not only I wanted the vertical stripes to be over, under, but then I wanted the horizontal stripes to kind of be over, under. So took me way longer than it should have, but now after doing it once, yeah, it shouldn't take me as long in the future. I don't think I make you watch the whole thing because I do a bunch of them, kind of more than I think I wanted to. I almost did the whole length of those strips. So right here is the final product, and then I wanted to put some pictures over top of it. And I decided not to actually use that first green paper with the gesso with this, even though that's what I had in mind. That's what I was going to do. I weaved the pieces of paper so close together you couldn't see the gesso through it anyways. And so I decided just to use a white background. I used these 2 pictures here and trimmed them down. This is us. They kind of have like a tram ride around the business. And so that's what these are, just kind of fun selfies on the tram ride. And so I used those. And to be quite honest, after I finished the layout and looked at it, I realized that I covered up like all of the weaving that I had done. And so I have gone back since I finished the layout and moved everything down just a little bit, just so you can see a little bit more of the weaving, because that was kind of the whole point of me doing it. I wanted you to see the over under of everything. So I did, once you see the final layout, I did move everything down. So here I'm just trying to line everything up straight. So I'm lining it up against the edge of the paper there. And so I do that obviously for the horizontal, and then I do it for the vertical as well, because what I want to do is I want to trim it. I don't want it all the way to the edge of the paper, but I didn't want them to move. And so what I did is I did glue every other one down. Whatever one I could lift up, that I, just placed a spot of glue on it, just to help hold it in place. And to be honest, that is all the glue that is on it holding it in place. The weaving actually did pretty well holding it down, but I knew I was going to cut it and knew it would probably move around on me. And so that's kind of why I glued it. So I just trimmed off, probably a 1/2 inch all the way around. Not 100% sure. Was more on the difficult side, just trying to get them all to stay in place because they're so many single pieces of paper. But I was able to do it. Didn't make too big of a mess there. And then placed the final product on the white paper. And I did double back these, so I used black. I think there must be some black in the embellishments, or there's black in that plaid paper. So I did choose black just to kind of make them stand out a little bit more. The Comfort and Joy collection, I actually did get at Tuesday Morning last year, and I was lucky enough to find almost everything. So I have, journaling cards, the ephemera, some stickers, I think 2 different packs of ephemera. So it was just kind of nice to have like the 12 by 12 and then all the extras to go along with it. And so here are the journaling cards. I wanted to kind of see what would look nice up there. And so I did find this Joy, and instead of having them crooked like I had initially placed on there, I do straighten them up and kind of line them up with that Joy at the top. I just thought it matched perfectly. I love the way that it kind of looks up there. So I do place that down and then place the pictures around it. But like I said, I have gone back and moved it down a little bit just because I covered up the entire woven part of the layout. Sorry. Wow. And honestly, it was a labor of love, and I wanted to kind of show off that the woven part. So here are the 2 embellishment pieces, or not embellishment pieces, wow, ephemera packs. Sorry about that. So I did choose this label, and then I have the black snowflake I popped up on some foam tape, and then I have that just nice snowflake at the top left, just to kind of make a triangle with the Joy kind of title there. I am going to journal a little bit, date it on that open journaling spot, but honestly I use my phone to tape my videos and don't know the exact date. I do have a date stamp, so I'll probably just use that and quickly do that and then kind of label where we are. But I do think that finishes off this half of the layout, and then we'll go back to the green piece. This honestly might be my favorite layout. Okay, maybe not my favorite, but one of my favorite. The way that the gesso turned out just turned out so cool, and I'm so pleased with it. Like I said, I had a completely different thought in mind when I started out the layout, but I am 100% pleased with how it actually turned out. So in the ephemera pack, there are some tags here, and I ended up making a couple of my own with the papers that I used on the other page. I didn't have enough, and what I wanted to do was to, hang on, sorry, brain fart. I wanted to kind of line the bottom of the picture with the tags. So I did cut a couple of them out, and then I grabbed my oxides, watered them down. The white was just so white and stood out so much that I didn't really like that. Even the gesso part, you can still see some of the green through it, so it's more muted than the bright white top. And so I did use a red and a green. I did some splatters up there and loved the way that turned out. These are the two new Tim Holtz, the Distress Oxides. I think it was the Crackling Campfire, and I think this is called Rustic Wilderness, I think. So you can see that I did some green on the gesso as well, just to kind of break that up and kind of make it more uniform with the top part, I guess. And so I decided to double back this, just like the second page of the layout. And I trimmed down the picture, used the white and the black to double back it. And honestly, this one turned out super simple, but I like the way it turned out. I don't feel like it needed too many embellishments. So what I did is I cut, I think they're inch strips off of all three of the papers I used in the other sheet or other layout, and I'm just gonna place those across the middle of the page to kind of anchor down the photo, and give it, you know, a little bit something extra. And then, like I said, I'm gonna use those tags and kind of go across the bottom of the page or picture. I am just stumbling on my words today. I am sorry. So I did want to make sure that this was straight, and so I did grab my handy dandy T-square and just placed all three of the strips down. And I thought, honestly, one strip of each was plenty. I like that it's not too bulky, but it does kind of anchor the picture. It ties in the second page of the layout as well. And then I just wanted these to be centered on the picture. And so the picture ended up being, I think, exactly 6 inches across with the backing and everything. And so I centered the joy, and then kind of messed around with the other ones to try to figure out, you know, color-wise where I wanted them. And then instead of trying to get them all straight, I decided to kind of make them a little messy and kind of angle them like that. So once I finish this, I just have to try to figure out how to embellish the rest of the layout. I still think maybe it could use something else. So when you see the final product, if you want to comment below with maybe some suggestions of what you would add to the layout to kind of finish it out, yeah, let me know. And like I said, I wasn't sure kind of what to add. I didn't want to over embellish. The second page is quite busy, and so I just had this saying sticker, this phrase sticker, and so I added that, and then added some stars to the cluster at the top. I had these enamel stickers here that had some stars and whatnot. So I added that, and I think that actually completes it. So like I said, comment below, let me know. I think the bottom right corner could use something, but let me know what you think. Let me know if you think it's okay. And then I would love if you would like and comment on my videos. And then if you would subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome. I have a personal goal to hit 1,000 before my 1-year mark, which happens to be in February. So hit that subscribe button, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.